What's that sound?
Don't know.
It's like tapping. I got canned cheese the other day. I forgot to leave it. Hey, there's Gary.
Hello, Gary. Hello, NDP. How are you? Doing well. Hope you are. I have to excuse me again. Once again, I'm running about behind. All right, let's get this ball rolling now. All right, let's see. Welcome, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great. Gary says, I understand that. Alaska, that's Jacob, I believe, says, what's up, everybody? Hello. I hope I said that right. I am eating here, so you have to,
Yes, that is Jacob.
you have to bear with me for a minute.
You don't hear that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'd chase it down. Might be the heater. Let's see, how's everybody doing today? John Deere says, hey, everybody. Hello.
Hello, Jacob.
Oh, he says hi, not hey.
Shame on you.
Reaper said meow. Hello, Reaper.
Did we get an uppercut?
John Deere R3, you not having a good day? Maria says, what are you eating? I'm eating eggs and sausage. Randy cooked some here right before the live there.
Well, Jacob, I'm not really sure what happened, but about about an hour ago, I started feeling bad. And about 30, 45 minutes ago, my mood just took a massive dump.
Maria says, I'll be right back. All right.
Dum.
Topper said, what kind of work y'all do? We both work for the railroad. I'm a track inspector. He drives the train. And then here at the shop, we do wheels, tires, dabble in exhaust, and work on our burnout cars and stuff. John Deere R3, hope you get to feel better.
Thank you, buddy.
He said, thank you. Thank you very much, John.
I just feel like doing a little bit of yelling. Maybe a few punches. Probably not a good idea.
John said, how was the Alabama Hot Pocket? Reaper said, I was thinking, should I
Mr.
change
Reaper.
my handle to Mr. Reaper? That's up to you. Jane said, hi, Pops. Hi, Gary. Hi, Reaper.
I guess that means that she said yes.
Hello, Jane. Hope you're doing well. Only thing would make this even better if I had some of Jane's pickles. Carlos said, what's up, y'all? Pops, R3, feel better, buddy.
Thank you, Carla.
Gary says, hello, Jane. Jane says, hi, R3.
Hello. I'll wait for Maria to get back, and then I'll let everybody see what's in front of me.
See,
She's got some waiting on you.
Jane said, don't tell me that. I'll be heading to,
Oh, fuck.
that'd be an expensive trip, but hey,
Some expensive pickles.
that'd be some expensive pickles. That's what I meant. Jane said, what are you eating? Salad? Yes, buddy.
As the Reaper said yes, she did. Okay, so I'm glad she said yes. Topper wants to know how long we've been at the railroad. I'm approaching 5 years. He's approaching 16 years.
This is my 15th year, so
Well, it's my 50th. I want you to know,
Carlos says, hello, Jane.
the railroad just ain't what it used to be.
Well, actually it is. 2 pieces of steel from one place to the other. It ain't changed since 1700. Jane said, Reaper, put a pic of that rock on the community page. Heck yeah.
James
says,
you're
hey.
so funny.
Jane says, hey, Carlo. Reaper said after she laughed at me.
Don't feel bad. My wife laughed at me whenever I proposed, and she laughs at me sometimes. Should have seen her. She pushed me down a hill in the snow and laughed like hell.
Well, it's good that y'all can laugh at each other, Reaper. That's good. That's a good sign.
He never said they could laugh at each other. She's just laughing at him.
Well, you know, Reaper, she's got to be able to take a joke.
Touche. And no, Jane, I'm kind of not feeling the best and kind of in a shitty mood.
Reaper said she knew it was coming because someone told her.
My bad.
It wasn't us. We can keep a secret.
Like, for example, did you know Maria is actually green?
Jane says, Dean, did Dean tell her? Reaper said, yes, Jane.
Looks like Justin was at U.S. Sushi today. I was going to text him. I like sushi. Then I cooked breakfast.
It's just Dory says, hey and hello, how are you? I just wanted to come by and tell you that you're beautiful and awesome. Happy Monday. Well, back at you. I appreciate it, and I'm sure you're beautiful, and I hope you have a great day. Caller says, we are in the same boat, R3. I had my injection yesterday, feeling crappy. Crabby, sorry.
I get it.
Same difference. 21 people, 8 thumbs up. Really, y'all? Come on now.
I bet you I have an inclination on what it could be. It was 60 degrees today. And about the time I got here from work, it started getting cold again.
Yeah. Believe it or not, everybody, I got up this morning. I come right here in this chair. I punched in. I got all my paperwork ready, and I went to work. We're off work today. We get President's Day off.
Must be nice.
So I had to turn around and come back.
Must be nice.
God, I hate when people do that. Their ass has the chance to have, I mean, they don't work half the shit. I mean, boy, people piss me off doing that.
I don't want to hear it. You don't work like
Penguin says, do y'all support Donald Trump? We don't do religion or politics in here or controversial subjects, so please find something else to talk about. Reaper said, Annabelle told me last night that he did, and man, I was pissed. Tug says, you look like a guy who would make America great again. I'm trying to, one person at a time. Join the crowd. Kelly said, yellow shirt, that's my favorite drink. Oh, really? Cool. Arul says, cheers from Poland. Hello from Poland.
Hello from America land.
Jane says, getting old sucks. I blacked out for 20 minutes this morning, then realized I put my hoodie on backwards.
Senior moment.
RHA says, you like ice cream? I love ice cream.
I'll go.
Jane says, welcome Poland. I might have to, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Boy, Justin saw them things and he got all excited.
Daniel said, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you too. Reaver said, Jane, I do that every day. Sir Rod says, you bought your con artist son today, fool.
Yeah.
Topper says, what up, Doe from Colorado?
Colorado.
Mary says 68 degrees today in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Cool.
That's awesome.
Tug says, I like ice cream from the technique, not for the technique, not the taste. Junior XTS says, I got a shit, bro. Well, go shit, bro. Jane said, welcome, Daniel. R.A.J. said, what's y'all's favorite ice cream? I like triple chocolate.
I like either cookie dough or strawberry.
E.H.H. says, waving hay and a flag. I don't know what that flag is,
The
but,
German flag?
well, Jane's saying, welcome, Colorado. Well, I don't know what it is. She's talking about the other Colorado. Jane said, hi, Mary. And, Coot said hi. Ozzy says, Billy Bill, how are you? I'm doing great. Hope you are. John Deere says, I like the old-fashioned way making ice cream by hand crate. Yes, that is fun and good. Good. Ozzy said, I put diesel fuel in my Tesla and now it sucks. I didn't know that Tesla had a fuel tank.
I didn't know Tesla didn't suck.
It didn't say suck though, it says stuck.
Oh!
I said it wrong. Fred says, why do live pics is skillets?
Skittles.
Skittles, S-K-I-T. Well, Randy wanted to wait till you got back and then he'll tell you, but let me
They're
catch
right
up.
here.
James said, Jacob, can you hand crank it? I'm going to use my electric one. Carlos said, what's up, Jacob? R-A-J says, what's up with the wheelchair drawing on the wall? Looks cool. If you didn't know, September
Well, if they didn't
5th,
know, I'm gonna assume they didn't.
yeah,
know.
if you don't know, you ought to go back and watch it. But September 5th, we were cutting a tree here, and it fell on Randy, and it put him in a wheelchair for 4 months. The video is out there on our channel. It's near-death experience of little Randy, and then Randy's got one out there, a short version of it of our life changed in 7 seconds. It's worth watching, I think. But that. Hugh sent that, made the drawing and sent it to us, and we printed it. Let's see. John Deere says, ain't a German flag yellow and red and black? I don't know. Jane said, hi, Maria. Carlos says, hello, Maria. Ozzy said, how much would you pay me to clean the shop? I pay you no attention because it's dirty enough we can't afford your time here, to be honest with you. We've done a lot of cleaning. If you, like I said, go back and look at the pictures of what it looked like when we got it. We've come a long way. It's just, Dougherty says, please hire me. I'll make a great loader, stocker, and maintenance worker. Maria said, nowadays I feel like a vampire because I sleep in the morning and wake up at night. Ooh. Maria says, Vampire Maria. William Bowman said, that's hi. Holla. R.A.J. says, I'll go watch that. Amazing. Yeah, he did amazing recovery. Maria says, did you clean the office? I did not. Didn't have time. Jane says, Lord, Maria, the alien vampire. So Gary retracted her message. Audrey says, can you fix jet engines? I can do anything. I've never worked on one, but I'm sure there's a YouTube channel out there that I can fix it. John says, I'm late. You're always on time here, John. Welcome. Jane says, show me what you're eating, Pop. So I've already eaten the eggs, but I got sausage and syrup. Jane says, hi, John. Maria said, yes, show us. John Deere said, enjoy life while you can and be gone in a blink of an eye. You're exactly right, John Deere. Before you know it, you're old and fat and can't do nothing you used to be able to. Ozzy says, how much do I need to donate for you to rock mutton chops? Jim Carey, Z Carey says, Jane, are you barefoot? Jane said, hit the like button, peeps. Oreo says, hi, Randy. Hello, Oreo. John Deere says, hi, Jane, and hi, everyone. Pure Joy says, what's your favorite color train? I like a black train. Carlos said, Olivia said, pop pops. Hello, Olivia. Beth said, good evening. All. Hello, Beth. See what's in the background there? Carlos said, what's up, Olivia? Jane says, Zachary, yes, I'm barefoot. Maria says, how do you eat syrup with eggs and sausage? It's good. Zachary said, can I escape Jane? Olivia says, hello, Carlo. Jane says, hi, Beth. Oreo says, it's Orion still. Oh, okay. Maria says, you're weird. I know that. I hope you're not just now figuring it out. Jane says, hi, Olivia. Craven says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Olivia says, hi, Jane. Pure Joy says, do black trains hurt? Yeah, if you stand in the middle of the tracks and get hit, it hurt.
Only hurt once.
Beth said, I do see what the background there. Wonder where those come from. Yeah, I do too. I wonder.
You know, I was a little worried to open them.
Snow Bears, get on now. Snow Bear said, it would be fun building an old pirate ship with you. Jane said, Oreo milk is Orion. LOL. Lewis says, I applied for a job at CSX about 10, 12 years ago, and they told me they ain't hiring no young white folks anymore. Jane said, Zachary escaped from? My Style says, bet you listen to Bad Bunny. I bet you do.
I bet you
Olivia says, Randy. Oreo Milk said, Jane, how old are you? She's not 42 no more. Jane said, hi, Craven. Maria said, I think because you were hungry, so you eat everything like a mad pregnant woman. That's right. Olivia says, Randy. Lois said, white privilege strikes again, I guess. I've never had it. Everybody tells me I've got it, but I've worked my ass off for everything I've got. My Style said, who's the chungus behind you, the owner of this building? My Style said, oh, I just read that. Oreo Milk says, how old are you, Jane? Maria says, don't be mean to Kane. He ain't up here getting my food. You'll see a part of me you ain't want to see. Timothy said, hi, Philip Paul. Brunel Jag off on live stream May 1st of 2016. Jane said, Orion, I'm old. Pure Joy said, do black trains require a special type of lube?
Yeah, your tears.
Oreo says, tell me. Olivia says, the Chunkins is my friend Cravery Head.
Come on, Dingus.
Olivia said, stop ignoring me, Randy.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just paying you no attention.
Topper says, Randy, or something like that. Maria said, I once ate pizza with orange juice. Ooh. Lois said, I believe you, bro. What was sarcasm? Hard to determine. I'll text that, I guess. Jane said, Orion, I'm 68 old. My Style says, America first. Israel is the enemy. Nobody's the enemy except for the person who just wrote that. We got to love everybody, man. Everybody's human. Timothy's laughing. Raccoon said hi. Fur says, Brother Trump is bad for or good. We don't talk it. We don't discuss it. Maria says, I think he kills anyone touch his food. Maria said, relax. It's only food. Olivia says, what? That's ignoring me. Timmy says, are you illegal? Topper said, Raiders. I don't know if I can translate their name or not. Yep. Sergey says, hi, hello. KU said Trump is a pedo. Olivia says, are you illegal, Timothy? Raccoon said, hi. My Style said, support illegal immigration. The word's illegal. See, that's what y'all don't understand. Illegal is illegal. It doesn't matter what it is. Jane says,
controversial subjects.
I'll still type to figure out what Z Carey is escaping from. Sergi says hi. Maria said everyone except you. You are a fish. Memory said fish Randy. My style says, can you do a Walter White impression? Just let me cook. Just let me cook.
That was a shitty impression.
He didn't say do a good one.
I've never even seen it.
My style, so I just read that. Maria says fishy, 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 fishy. Timmy said myself. Maria says hi. Maria said, little Randy, I have a question for you.
Well, shoot from the hip.
Maria says, Olivia says, Randy, are you going to try the new Resident Evil?
Probably not.
Alpha said hi. Jane said, no politics, no religion, no controversial subjects.
Thank you.
Godzilla said horrible impression. That's exactly right. He didn't say do a good one. My style said so. Israel is a bad because you're not our friend. They're not your in your interest. They drain our American money. They don't drain shit. We got to give it to them. So everybody's human. So
Raccoon said, Randy, hi, hello, Raccoon. Maria said, just let him cook, man. Minister Timothy presents, I'm a non-legal. I don't pay taxes to your government either. I wish I didn't pay taxes to my government. Maria said, he'll burn the place if he cooks. My style says, you hate Mexicans. We harbor no hatred for anyone. Okay. Jane said, hostile, stop it. Sankey okay said that dude behind you looks like the younger version of you for some reason. Now look, I'm going to blow your mind here. All right, I'm going to absolutely blow your mind. He's my dad. Olivia said, oh, I heard it was going to be good. Olivia, the last new video game I bought was the new MW3. And I mean, I would love to play video games, but as we've discussed, there's not enough time in the day to do what we want to now, much less if I try to do video games too.
Whoa. Don't lay down.
Maria said, R3, if your dad become your son for 1 week, what are you going to do? I don't know, probably yell at him to hold the flashlight in the right spot.
I thought he'd say beat my ass.
I can do that with you as my dad, but it would probably be beneficial to let the childhood trauma fly and just whoop your ass back. Justin said, dang, killing it right now. I know, I saw you up there at US Sushi. I like sushi. John Deere, a.k.a. Jacob, said,
hello,
do a
Justin.
Herman impression. Jane said, Randy, you want them gone or are you just ignoring them? We're just going to ignore them, Jane. They're feeding the algorithm hamster. If it starts to get bad, we'll let you know. My hostel said Israel. Okay, yeah, we're not reading that anymore. Maria says, we don't pay taxes here.
I wish to God we didn't.
Well, I like the whole flat tax thing. I think they said with the flat tax, with no income taxes, the average American would have to spend $40,000 a year to pay back the same amount of taxes that they're paying right now. Maria said, I don't know why would I pay taxes for living in hell. People pay a lot of taxes to live in California. Jane said, hey, Justin, how you doing, bud?
Right.
Minister Timothy presents that I'm not a man, not human. There is a difference. I am not a person either. Taxes are optional. Prove me wrong. Well, if you're not a human or whatever, I hate to tell you, but if you identify as a cat, last time I checked, I could throw a cat off of a bridge and get away with it.
Low key Lukey.
Jane said, hostile, keep it, just keeps at it, idiot. Yeah.
Boy, he's got him a good channel, don't he, for him to be trying there talking shit to everybody else. Look how big his channel is. Oh, he's rocking the
man,
world.
He's got 2 subscribers? Hot damn.
Yeah, boy, he's got 13 videos somewhere.
Yep, Olivia said every RE fan, Resident Evil fan is going crazy for it because it comes out this Wednesday. Well, that's really cool. Did you see they're remastering the first 3 God of Wars? Olivia said, Lonely Road, take me home. Take me home. Maria said, California is good. California, from what I have heard, is an absolutely gorgeous.
Shit show.
It's a gorgeous place. But it's not being ran correctly. But again, it very well could be exactly like what we've heard about Iraq. Might be completely wrong. We've never been.
No.
Tawini Bundy.
Go lay
said
down.
hi. Hello, Bundy. Maria said, why do you buy Skittles? Well, Maria, I did not buy Skittles. Neither one of us bought Skittles,
Lay
as
down.
a matter of fact.
Go lay down. Get up here and lay down.
Our friends
Get up here.
over at Lone Ridge
Come on.
Garage, Mike and Beth,
Get. Get.
sent us the Skittles. And that is 13 pounds of Skittles. Daryl on Warmack says, I'm here, LOL, just got home. I understand, Daryl. Thanks for coming in. Jane said, release the Randy files. We want to see you with your pets. I mean trucks. Well, I still gotta work on all that. Jane said, do a backflip. If I could, I would. Jane said, hi, Daryl. Cooge said, Kid Rock is trash. Hey, everybody has an opinion. They're all entitled to it. Just realize that every opinion is like an asshole. They all stink. Daryl said, Jane said, California is a shit show. See, and she's been there. Raccoon Gamer says, I'm eating chili. Or I'm eating chill, one of the two. But hey, either way, cool. Mike said, hello, Randy's. I had to do a double take. Are you drinking a Dr. Pepper? It's a Cheerwine, Mike, but you want to know why?
I'm out of Pepsis.
It is a bad day.
I am out of Pepsis. I've not had a Pepsi all day long.
Let's see here. Minister said all humans are monsters according to laws. According to law's definition, monster definition, and citations. Yeah, I'm not reading a definition of that. Jane said, it's beautiful there. Exactly. Maria said, tell Kane you love him. I love you, Kane. Oh, he tried to give me a kiss. Thank you, Kane. Stupid said, Kid Rock likes kids. Why are all these bad people friends with each other? You know, that's a good question. Jane said, hi, Mike. But you really want to know why these bad people are all friends? Because you hang around people that are like you. You don't see a nun hanging out with a prostitute. You are the company you keep. Jane said, hi, Mike. Olivia said, yes, I saw that, and as soon as I get home, I will get Mall Cop then. Okay. Maria said, they should send you salad. Give me their numbers. I'll call them. 8675309 is their number. Olivia said, Doom, the Dark Ages was fun too. Never played it. Jane said, do a cartwheel. Okay, we'll just do a somersault. I'll do a lay down and go to sleep. Mac 10 said, that your boyfriend back there? Yeah, this is Kane. He's my boy toy. Maria said, what do you think is the best state to live in America? Not depression. But I mean, I've only lived in North Carolina. Steven loves South Dakota. But everywhere you go, there's problems. But it's really just an opinion on where you want to go. Do you want cold weather? Do you want hot weather? Do you want a mix of both? I mean, what do you want to be around? Oceans, nothing. I mean, if you want to go to something that has cornfields as far as you can see that's statistically flatter than a pancake, go to Kansas. Olivia said, that's his son, idiota. Maria said, no way. Nickel Pony said, hey, Pops and Mr. Unbreakable, still at work, just stopping in for a second to say hi. Hope you all are well. If Nickel Pony, if you're still in here, buddy, thanks for coming in.
Hello, Nickel Pony.
Be careful at work. Daryl said, Nick. John Deere said, don't eat them all at once, R3. I'll try not to. I can only eat a few at a time. Huge said, y'all are defending pedos, or are you also monsters? At what point do we look like a fucking pedo? Carlos said, I gave my Valentine's Shiri a 2.2 bag of sour watermelon gummies. That sounds delicious. Maria said, no Pepsi for a whole day. I can never do that. Well, it's been like 3 days, Maria.
No, I had two hid
excuse
yesterday.
me. Oh, he had some hidden.
I had them in
He's
my
not an
lunch
addict.
box.
He's not an addict. Jane said, hi, Nickel. Daryl said, Ghosty. Far from home, are you? Yeah, I'm done reading what you're saying, Minister Timothy. Carlos said, sup, Daryl. My style. I'm not reading that. You should get that. Courage said, check this person's basement. If you want to come check it, I'll show you. Hulk Hogan's thought or tights said, who's the pretty lady in the background? That drawing up there, that pretty lady is apparently Olivia. Nickel Pony said, hey, Mac and Miss Jane. Courage said they are probably also into Catboys. Absolutely. Stu said Nick
You
is
on?
a grifter. What?
Don't make it personal. I don't know. Maria
Oh.
said, "Is that how you clean your teeth? That's
you
how I get the
floss.
stuff out of them."
I'm far behind.
Nick says, Snarf. Olivia says, if you like doing games, that dog's face, I would recommend Dark Ages. Jane said, Minister, get out of Mom's basement. And Nicker says, I said, Snarf. Jane said, where's our friend from last night? What's his name, Olivia? Mike says, oh my God, no Pepsi. You're going to have a little, I know, right? Nick says, how delayed Snarf. Let's see. Daryl says, dump Hershey's in the Skittles. Yeah. Olivia says, Jordan, I think.
Oh, by the way, the last sign's ready to be picked up.
Perfect says, I want to know what is it like working on the railroad. A lot of riding.
It sucks.
Minister said, Jane, my mom's death. Olivia says, very far. I'll tell you how it's like working on the railroad. It's good. It's the people that suck.
Well, the railroad used to pay better than doctors. Like if you
Or at
worked
least
for,
equal.
if you worked for the railroad, you were like some high fluting shit.
Minister
Now-
said, blessings. Y'all have a good merry week.
Thank you. Now you can go to Buc-ee's, which is a gas station, like a super gas station. But you can go to Buc-ee's and make more now.
Maria says, I think I'm being addicted to Sprite. Olivia says, a good eye, old bit, I'm ugly. Maria says, be careful. He has dead bodies in the basement. Shh.
We were just going to add him to the collection. I cooked more today.
Jane said, Minister, even more of a reason to get out of the basement. Dylan says, are you black? Well, hell, are you blind?
I think he said, why are you black?
It says, are you black?
Oh, okay.
But I mean, they could have changed it. But anyway, I mean, if you're blind, I am. Maria says, Randy, you didn't tell King that you loved him. Randy did. Goonie says, hey guys, the diarrhea has cleaned up, but I'm out of beer.
Well, I'm glad your diarrhea cleared up. I heard that's like genetics. It runs in your genes.
Roscoe said, what up, guys? Watch out for wide-eyed women. God bless.
What up, Buttercup?
Olivia said, don't worry, Pops, unlike Dr. Pepper, Pepsi it only gets better and sweeter the less you drink it. Dylan says, Joe Bird says, hey, Pops. Hey, Randy. Hello, Joe Bird.
What's up, Joe Bird?
Aldo says, hello, USA. We need subscribers in the USA for classic and sports cars. Thank you very much. Click. Diva Mag says, hi. Jane says, hi, Roscoe. Deborah said, good evening. Joe Bird said, hey, Jane. Jane says, hi, Deborah. Zen says, Maria says, no, you should tell him. Maria said, tell him right now. Daryl said, grave. Maria says, right now. Jane said, hit the like button, peeps. Joe Bird said, hey, Max. Jane says, hey, Gabe. And Joe Bird said, Mac.
Maria, if you didn't know, the more you tell somebody to do something, the less likely they're going to do it. Like,
Joe,
for example, go clean your room.
Joe, she said she cleaned it the day before yesterday.
Liar, clean your room.
Joe Bird said, hey, Maria. Laugh says, put a MAGA hat on your, look better with it. Maria says, poor dog. 20 people in here, 25 thumbs up.
What size did that guy say his tire was today? 225, 70, 17.5?
215.
215, 70, 17.5?
Yep.
Can we even get those?
Maria says, I know that's little Randy. Jane says, all you trolls, thanks for feeding the algorithm hamster. Diva Maga says, don't clean your room. Ha ha. Joe Bird said, Maria, you say poor dog. Guess what? Laugh says, can you say MAGA for life? Fuck yeah. Olivia said, I'm back. Sorry, but I decided to be a hoe and a floret.
Yeah. The cheapest one of those is $124 our cost.
That's why he wanted a used one.
Yeah.
Rumple says hello, Paul Pops.
Hello, Rumple.
Madelay said, "What's up, Unc? Hello." Joe Bird said, "I had a dog that got poisoned." Rumple said, "Joe Bird, hello." Joe Bird said, "Hey, Rumple." Rumple says, "Hello, Jane." Maria says, I do that with my parents. If they insist on me doing something I won't do it, even if it's something I want to do, but I just won't do it." Hard head.
That's called being a child.
That's
Wait till
being-
you're
yep.
an adult
Yeah.
and you go to work.
Don't act like you're an adult and tell people what to do if you're going to be playing childish games. Go clean your room. Daryl said supposed to get gnarly storms Thursday. Already put us under a radar watch. Wow. Jane said, "Diva man, how are you doing?" Jane says, "Hey, Rumple." Melee says, "Damn, Pops, your bald is very bright. Brighter than my future." Yeah, it's so bright you gotta wear shades. Rumple said 124 pocket change for Billy Bob Gates, not me. Jane got one. Daryl says, "Rumple." Maria says, "Lord, you'll think that I'm not your daughter. I'd bust your ass."
Listen, if you were his daughter, I mean, granted, you are Justin's age, so you probably would still get away with whatever you wanted to do. But if you were my age, girl, you would have had your ass beat.
I promise you, you was Randy age, you'd have been splitting wood too. Let's see. Ryan said, "Go clean your asshole, big boy." Hey, I'll tell you something. Mine's
Only
always
if you come
clean.
lick it.
Mine's always clean. Come here and sniff it. I'll show you.
No. They can come lick.
Leonard said, "I had an aneurysm after that kid's comment." Max says, "Oh, watch and like your shorts and videos." Well, thank you. Luke says, "The guys." Rumple said, "More Mike." Hello. Marie said, "Shut up." Joe Bird said, "Randy, $125 is not bad for tires." Marie says,
no. That's our cost.
"You're."
That's like 16 ply. We would sell that for $175 plus tax. But that is the cheapest 215, 75, 17.5, 16 ply trailer tire.
Maria says, "You're being childish too sometimes." No.
No, I would never be childish.
Olivia says, "Damn it, sorry, I dropped my phone that time and this car gets some tight spaces." OG said, "What up, guys? Just popping in to dump a like and show support." Thank you, OG.
Thank you, buddy.
Rumble says, "Already cleaned my room, Pops." Deep says, "I am well, thank you, Jane." Joe Burr said 320 for tires. That's our 18 inchers. DJ said, "Soft hands." You damn right, I wear gloves. I'm not stupid. Jane says, "She thieves." Mr. One Boston said, "Mr. Potato Nose, you should spit wood with that nose. You should mind your own business with yours." Maria said, "My dad didn't beat me since I was 9. DJ said, "You guys look lazy." Well, thank you. It's Cloudy says, "Touch my," yeah, right. DJ said, "Get back to work, losers." AM says, I'm at the age now, as soon as I get somewhere, I'm already ready to go. Yep. Daryl said 185, 70, 14 is looking like the size I need. Jane said, "Hit the like button." Matthew said, "Would you rather have a blonde or brunette?" Somebody that's
I like
nice
brunettes.
and got a good personality.
Dang, Daryl, them things what I'm talking about. $43 a piece.
Miami said, "Wish y'all, Mathay, I don't know what that is." Bob Body says, "Hey, I'm Sophie from Indiana." Well, hello.
Hello, Sophie from Indiana. We are
Ryan
Randy
said,
from North
"This
Carolina."
dude's." Dib says, "Jane, how are you?" Steve-O says, "I took my truck to these guys and they stripped out my chain drain plug on her plug and gunned on me as well.
Exactly.
I had to teach you.
Yeah, teach you to damn not pay me.
Jane said, hi, Sophie. Roscoe said, my mother ran over me with a convertible Mustang. Not kidding. Oh.
That sounds
Mike says, hi, Jane. Rumple, Daryl, Olivia, Maria. Body says, hey, Jane. Roscoe said, on purpose. Joe Bird said, hey, Randy, got a question. Olivia said, fun facts, it doesn't have to be big if other things it's right, tight. Mike said, hey, Joe Bird. Jane said, I'm going great. It's Monday. Joe Bird said, hey, long. Olivia says, I was never beat. Jane says, hi, Baldy. Randy wasn't either. I whooped his ass, but he was never beat.
There was a state trooper that could testify, if he's not dead, that you a lying son of a bitch.
Now, if I was beating you, he would have got me.
Nope, he probably said, I don't want that ass whooping either. And
I'll
went
be
on
damned.
some damn where.
Jane says, how about Batty? Sai says, hello, what's up? Welcome back, duty. Nick says, yo, Unc just got a job at Blue Beacon Truck Wash. Awesome. Bob. Batty says, hey, Jane. Olivia says, not once did my dad in his life time yell or hit me. Rhea says, I am jealous of my younger siblings. They never get beaten in their lives. Randy's jealous too. It must be an older child thing, sibling thing. Matthew Owen said, big puppies or small puppies. I don't like puppies and I don't like small dogs. Rumble said, you guys have complicated retail practice. Was reading about it. We have something called MRP, maximum retail price for everything. That's what max it could be sold for, include tax, transport, retard. Randy, I have to tell you that. I don't get into it. He's probably
What's
on.
that?
Never mind. I don't know, Rumple.
I was looking up something for that. What Rumple said.
Are you going to try to read it, or I need to reread
I'm
it?
trying to find it. You guys have complicated retail prices. I was reading about, we have something called MRP, maximum retail price for everything. That's the max it can be sold for, including taxes, transport. Oh, I have no idea if we have that. We have MSRP, which I don't know what that means either. I just know that basically every shop picks what they're going to upcharge on stuff. And we upcharge $50 on a tire. That's putting it on and everything. And there's nobody out here that can even touch my price.
Did Mike said Tuesday for us in Singapore. Daryl said nice. Jane said I never spanked my kids, but guilty of dragging my son upstairs to his room by his hair. Damn, I'd rather took a whipping. Britta said, Jane, you're a good mother. Rumple said, Jane, laughing. Daryl said, does it say what the thread width is, Randy?
Daryl, I was just looking that up, but a 185, 70, 14, whatever 185 millimeters is converted over. Let me Google it. 185 millimeter to inches is 7.283 inches.
No, I just moved and it jumped and I lost my place. Dib said today and tomorrow public holidays, Chinese New Year. Believe it or not, today was a holiday for me and I went to work. Dumbass, I had to turn and come home. Joe Bird said, Randy, can I call you on Discord? Yes. I have no idea what Discord is.
I told him yes.
Oh, okay. Maria says, I don't think if I had kids one day I'll beat them. I don't think there's any reason with that would make me do that. Beating and whipping's two different things. Olivia's laughing. Hugh said, hello, Randy. Hello, Scooch. James said, Div, is from Singapore, Randy. Put a pin in.
Singapore. Listen, I'll just let you know that you don't think you whoop your kids behind until you have one.
We also got Huntington Beach, California needs to have one put in.
Well, let's start with the first one. What was it?
Singapore.
Singapore. Where's Singapore?
It's Singapore. Hugh says, hello, Olivia. Hello, Jane. It's because kids don't forget those moments when you're being mean and bad to them. They'll act like they over it when they get older, but they're not. Well, that's the whole thing. You want them to remember, not
I
to do
make
that
sure
shit
I
again.
tell him that I'm not over it, and he tells me to get over it.
He ain't got to get over it, but he learned his lesson. He didn't do it. Well, maybe he did. But he got another one. Rumble says, that's like touching the hot fireplace. You do it once, you won't do it again. Get that hand burnt. Rumble says, you, hello. Hugh says, hello, Joe. Joe Bird said, what did Randy say? What did you say, Randy?
I'm trying to.
EMG says 20 months sober and just got sworn into Plumbers Pipe Fitters Union. What do you think? I think that's awesome. Good job. Joe Bird said, huh?
I'm trying to talk.
Well, I'm behind. See, if you're going to talk. That long pause ain't working. Joe Bird said, hi, Grandpa Vic. Hugh says, hello, Daryl.
Hello.
Hello, said Boggy isn't jealous. He's still in beaten, still in this beaten. Hugh said hello, Rumpel. Raccoon said hi, 7. Hugh says hello, Maria.
No.
Jane says hi, Hugh. Maria says, okay, now I understand why God didn't give him a daughter.
He gave me 2.
Maria said totally understandable. Randy said, Joe, you can. Maria says, lol, just kidding. Don't take it personally. I don't.
Have we figured out where Singapore is?
Hugh, no, I thought it was down there below everybody down here. Right down, right in there somewhere. Up to the right, somewhere right in there. Up in them islands or something, I think. But I really don't know. You got a phone, should tell you.
Singapore.
You said manufacturer subject retail price MSRP. See, manufacturer subject to retail price sales what MSRP is. You said dang phone price dang phone. You said phone. Daryl said Hugh. Rumpel said Hugh. It's rescue. Jane said EMG. Congrats. Daryl says
Singapore.
perfect. Randy said Randy, you look bothered.
I'm just kind of annoyed at stuff. Okay,
Rumpel's-
Singapore's in Asia.
Rumble, Metallark, hello. DJ said, is it the Divorce Dads Club? Question mark.
Totally.
Daryl says, Rumble. Hugh said, nope. DJ said, my wife left me. Look, man.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem to me.
Maria said, little Randy, why are you laughing? Hugh said, once you have kids, you'll think different. That's right. Olivia says, I want another tattoo. Go get one. Maria says, in Asia. Jane said, we never had Singapore, have we?
No.
I don't think so. Hugh said, Singapore next to Singapore. DJ said, tell us about your divorces. Hugh says, laughing. Rumpel said, near Malaysia, on
Malaysia.
the far right of India. He says, thank you, Randy. Rumpel said, it's small below Malaysia, whatever it is.
I see Sri Lanka. And I see Maldives. I see Gulf of Thailand, but I see Bay of Bengal.
You said, congrats, brother. Jane says Singapore is an island in Southeastern Asia. Hugh says, yep, Southeast. If it's below Malaysia, whatever y'all call that. Gary says 11th B in Oregon, Florida says hi. Well, hello.
Would you like to know why I couldn't find Singapore? Because I had one in Singapore already, and it's that small.
Jane says hi, Gary. Jeremy says, I'm tired getting hired twin. Hugh said, hello, Gary. Olivia says, ask Lotus, he knows everything. James said, MSRP is manufacturer suggested retail price.
Okay.
Gary says, hey, everyone. Hugh says, yes, I put price and phone put sale. Twisted said, good evening, everyone. Hello, Twisted.
What's up, Dennis the Menace?
Sergi says, what's going on?
Where
Daryl
was
says,
it?
I'll be
California,
back.
West
Going
Palm Beach.
It's Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach.
Says, what's going on, everyone? Daryl says, I'll be back. Going to edit. All right. Bass says, Gary, I have a 1984 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Has a 3.8 liter OHV V6. They a well-built car?
Yeah.
Maria says, Randy, I just realized that you look like Pop Smurf from Smurfs. Jane said, hi, Dennis. Hugh says, hello, Twisted. Colin says, what the hell is this? Dennis says, Daryl, Hugh. Maria says, where'd it go? Daryl, Hugh. Maria said, you just need to be blue. I know, right? Daryl said, Dennis. Dennis says, Maria. Surgeon said, looking for Greenland. Twisted said, Randy Jr., Senior. Olivia said, give me the map. Joe Bird said, I'm back. Div said, thank you, Randy, with a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Rumble said, go to farther right, cross Mayland is the latest, etc. Then
Malaysia.
Go down on the map.
I found it. It just took a minute.
Hugh
So
said,
there's
have
a
a
red
great night, everyone. Tom Clark's calling. See you, Hugh. Thanks for stopping in. Div says, and everyone who helped. Jane says, we keeping you up, Pops. Hard day at work. Hello. Yeah, I went to work and I don't even have to. Today's a holiday. I didn't even realize we were off. Olivia said, I swear I'm going to hit Boggy. Jane says, Huntington Beach above L.A.
Okay. Joe Bird wants me to show everybody the spare that's on the back of his Jeep. Think that showed everybody. Madison's at work.
Hugh says, they run forever if the oil was changed. Rumble says, all those are kind of near. Hugh says, later. Olivia says, Pops, can we paint you blue and give you a red hat? Heck yeah.
If you paint him blue, I swear to God, the entire day I'm just going to go, I'm blue.
Why are we looking at the side of the Jeep? I thought you was looking at the spare tire on the back.
Jesus Christ. There's no winning.
Rumple says, oh, cool. The little donut.
Yeah.
Mike says, hi, Dennis. Fred said, please do that. Do what?
Paint you blue.
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Start singing. Blue.
Jack Russell says that he is super gay.
Super gay.
Yeah.
Is that like Super Saiyan, where you're 100 times more gay than you used to be?
Evidently, Jack's jacking. Olivia said, hee. Rumple said, Smurf Blue, please. DJ says, I bet you half your money ends up in a stripper's G-string. Hell no. You don't know me because I'm too tight to be giving people money like that. Especially, I don't go into candy stores because I can't eat the candy. I sure the hell ain't going to a strip club.
Listen, I go, but I take a sack of quarters with me. And then I get thrown out because apparently throwing them as hard as you can at a stripper is frowned upon.
Olivia said, Jack just came out the closet, everyone. Jack says, he is gay as fuck. Hey, Jack, I'm glad you're gay. I mean, more power to you. 10% off Vaseline, get the fuck back in the closet, dude. Maria said, oh, dressed like Santa. Claire says, hey, DJ said, America's most divorced men. Olivia says, no, Randy, it's 50 times.
Oh.
It's a 50 times multiplier.
Not if you put the Kaito Kansas soup on it, it's 100 times. God.
Maria said, Randy, when are you going to lose your teeth? Hell, I hope I don't. I always, put them in a glass right beside the sink so I don't lose them. Jesus says, hey. Jane said, congrats, Jack. Proud of you. Olivia says, good dog. Get your DB Lord in order. Rando said there's nothing wrong with the being happy, Jack.
I bet Jack would screw a guy in the bum and not even give him the common courtesy, giving him a reach around.
Maria said, little Randy, when did you realize that your dad is getting older?
I would say whenever he started grunting and couldn't get up and down off of the ground, but that's been like that for a while.
Jane said, DJ, how many times you been divorced? 16. Div says, it is 7:55 a.m. now. Is it night there? Yes, it is 6:56 p.m. Monday night. Jane said, Jordan, Jones, whatever it is. Okay, y'all are for sure from North Carolina. That's right. She said, Jordan. Mike said, Jack, Russell, which is more gay, super gay, or mega gay? Jesus said, hi, Jane. Maria says, when you look at my parents and realize they're getting older, it brings tears to my eyes. Dib says, oh, okay. Man said, God bless King Trump. You want to read for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm looking at something crazy.
B. Young says, ask me how I knew. I'm 30 minutes east of Raleigh.
Okay.
All right.
We're right here just about 45 minutes to an hour north of Charlotte.
And how far away from Raleigh? About an hour and
About
15,
just
20?
shy of 22 hours from
Just shy
Raleigh.
of 2 hours from Raleigh. Olivia said, actually, Super Keyington is the base times 50 to the equal of the times by 40. Eat them apples. Jane said, Jordy. Haha. Jesus is Kings laughing, says, how are y'all? Doing well, hope you are. Cold Beer says, rest in peace. Greg Biffle, number 16. Maria says, what are you going to paint your nails? When are you going to paint your nails? I don't know. Never thought about it.
Quarter past never.
Right.
All right, I'll read.
I'm going to let him read for a minute.
And Olivia, get your facts right. The Kaioken is a multiplier on top of whatever the current level is.
Yo, ignore my nap.
You ain't taking a nap. Let's see here. Mike said, Jane, don't let the California ideology rub off on you. Paul Phillips, 332, said, rip Robert.
Mike, are these Skittles for us to eat or to give away to the, are they for the giveaways?
We've not gotten a single subscriber. Come on, people. Let's see here.
I fixed my chair today, people.
Yeah, he fixed his chair. So be on the lookout for him to fall again.
It'll be back up here soon.
Let's see here. Olivia said, that's what I said, dingus. No, you said actually Super Kaioken is the base times 50. The equals of the is times by 40. Eat them apples. So what you said didn't make no dang sense. Jesus King said he's old. He's definitely going to take a nap. Yeah. He can try. Listen, I got a 2-inch ball right here that we would drop on him. Jane said, Mike, nice place to visit, LOL. My sister lives there 4 months out of the year when it gets shitty there. Here. Wasteland Games says, have you read Siege by James Mason? I have not. Jane said, 1 month her water bill was $600. F that. Paul Phillips said, I'm glad you got your chair fixed, brother.
Thank you.
Maria said, why does he randomly take a nap? It's called a power nap. DIV Megadev said, my father has prostate cancer, going with him for another appointment today. I don't know why they keep taking blood. What do they do with all the blood after testing? I first of all, I hate to hear that your father has prostate cancer, but I'm sure they dispose of it. Jesus is King is laughing. Jane said, Wasteland, good book. Maria said, how do you know he's alive? Who, my dad? If I reach over there and hit him in the gut, he'll go, ooh. Jane said, hi, Paul. Wasteland Games says, Google it, Jane. Maria said, I still shock that he can sleep with light on. When you get old like us, you can sleep anywhere. Mike said, I figured that you guys' blood sugar was probably low and you needed a boost. Thanks, Mike. Paul Phillips said, hi, Miss Jane. Joe Bird said, the Jeep that I'm working on is hating me. So is everything I work on. But I did make a little bit of progress today on Dad's burnout car. Just as a forewarning, the Volvo power steering pump is wired. It functions. And I figured out how to mount the alternator in a different location. Didn't even have to buy a bracket. Lots of washers and spacers. Olivia said BX50 equals SSJ. SSJX40 is SSJK. You know, I've not watched Dragon Ball since like the Boo saga. Either the Boo or the Cell saga. Maria said, if the place isn't fully dark, I can't sleep. Well, if I don't have a TV on, I can't sleep. Jacob, aka John Deere Faith Turbo, says, use thicker metal this time, Randy, or all over the tree timber. Or if all over like a tree timber. Ha! No kidding. Jay said, Div Mega, sorry about your dad. Prostate cancer is very survivable. You got this. John Deere said, Randy Jr. has got the balls to get it. He got a trailer hitch ball. Maria said, who got Ford here? I think Daryl likes Fords. I know Reaper does. Mike does. He has a 3.8 Mustang. It's the older version of what you sent today. Mike said, of course they are for you to eat. You hear that? Of course they're for us to eat.
What?
The Skittles.
Okay.
Div said, thank you, Jane. Joe Bird said, will the spare and the tire for it are flat? Well, you know you're in a bad situation if your spare's flat.
The one on the other side's not flat. Just switch sides.
Damn. Div said he is fourth stage. Ooh, I hate to hear that.
Sorry to hear about that, buddy.
In God We Poop said time. Maria said the last time I watched Dragon Ball since I was 13 or something. So like when Super came out, I mean, you were like 13 yesterday. I don't want to hear it. Olivia sent a bunch of mad faces, said, then why do you argue with an avid Dragon Ball fan? Oh, because, you know, it's really funny to piss you off. And then said, Boggy owns a Ford, so does Annie. Maria said, you should give him to scientists to study him. Who, my dad? I mean, he wants to be cremated. Jane said, Div, that's not good news. Are they aggressively treating it? In God We Poop said time. I said gang. Oh, well, I hate to hear that because we're translating on the computer and it went to time. So, gang, wanna bang. Jane said, hi, off topic. I cannot put off topic and in God We Poop together. I just cannot make that realization. And Maria said, it was 5 years ago. Well, 5 years ago, I was 25. So, meh. Olivia said, that feeling is mutual. I know. That's why I started rage baiting you, because you rage bait us. Mike said, it's a love-hate relationship with Ford. I don't think we own a Ford outside of Stevens Flex when he was here. And I will tell you, like the Mustang you sent is like Boggy's body style, Maria. Those, I think most of them, unless they were like the top of the line, like super snag, they had 4.6 V8s. Not the biggest fan of those. I mean, I'm a fan of the 5-liter V8 that's what's in them. Maria said, and I watched the old version. Let's see here. Off topic is laughing like hell and said, I'll change it back. Hi, Jane. Okay. Raccoon Gamer said, I'm 25. Well, I will be 30 in the end of June. So let's just make it real easy for everybody. I'm 30. Maria said, thank God I don't rage bait anybody. Surprised you didn't wake up on that one. Off Topic said, yeah, Off Topic is definitely what I go by. Well, I try to remember. Olivia said, what about Boggy's Mustang? The regular GT model for that year model, correct me if I'm wrong, they come with the 4.6 V8 and the Super Snake and the Cobras and all. I think those come with the 5.4 or whatever. But I know the body style after the SN95, they stayed with the 4.6 like the SN95. Jane said, off topic, we need to think of something ridiculous for your next name, but it includes the name Off Topic. Carlos said, ha 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 ha, Safa's born in June, R3. Well, that's awesome. My birthday's June 27th. Off Topic said, ooh, good idea. I agree with that. Jane said, LOL, Maria, you rage bait pops all the time. If the shoe fits, lace that MFR up and wear it. Raccoon Gamer said, I'm B26, August of 2026. So that means you were born in 2000. Oh my God, that's hard for me to wrap my head around. Hey, that's awesome. Maria said, seriously, I'm very nice to everyone. You can't say otherwise. Well, sometimes you had a bad day and you hadn't quite sang a sad song yet. But we do enjoy whenever you're here. Off Topic said, let's start brainstorming. And it said, I almost changed it to Mr. Off Topic Man, but I got 6 more days, frowny face. Maria said, no, Jane, I don't. He takes everything personally. He's a sensitive man. Apparently I am too. Joe Bird said, Randy, check your Discord. I gotta find my phone. Oh, it's all the way back there. Give me just a second. Joe Bird said, check my Discord, so I can check my Discord. Let's see. Please tell me how to get this thing from glowing. Buddy, I have no idea what that is glowing. Yeah, I have no idea what you're sending me a picture of, bud. Let's see here. Maria said June 27th. That's my mom's birthday. Well, now you'll always remember my birthday. Joe Bird said hi again. Hello, Joe Bird. Raccoon said yes. Wow. Maria said, I think she'll be 49. I am only 10 years younger than your mom. Raccoon said August 31st. Awesome. Manny be chillin'. We are enjoying a nice cold Dr. Bob, are we? Well, he had a Dr. Pepper and a Cheerwine, and I'm sticking with the good old trusty Mountain Dew. In God We Poop said June 27th is my sister's and Grandma's birthday too. That's crazy. Look at that. There's people in this live that will never forget my birthday. Carlos said I'm turning 48 years old September 13th. Wow. Well, we got birthdays coming up. Jane said, Maria, my oldest daughter will be 47 in July. Maria said, thank God he's asleep. Raccoon said, I got Discord. And God We Poop said, OMG, Jane, that is wild. Joe Bird said, that's a thermostat light in my Jeep. If it keeps lighting up like a dummy light, that means that it's hot. Check your thermostat. Because if it is a dummy light, like it's not an actual gauge, if it lights up, something's wrong. Best thing to do is check your thermostat, make sure you don't have anything plugged. Olivia said the GT 4.6 Boggies is a GT 500, so 5.4 iron block. The Super Snake is a race car variant of the GT 500 with an aluminum block, I think. See, that's what I was getting at. Maria sent me some pictures of a body style like Boggies, and she was asking if it was a good car. I said, I mean, depends on what your definition of a good car is, but I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's good enough.
What is it?
A Mustang.
It's good for a big Mustang.
Yeah, it's good for women. You want a man's car, you go get a Camaro. Jane said, I am an old lady Off Topic, but my head, I am 26. Beth said
she was going somewhere else with that.
Beth said, how old will you be on 27th, June 27th, Randy? LOL, snort. 30. I'm okay with it now. I made it to 2026 despite my best efforts. Jacob said, I was born in 92, Randy, 34, 96. Joe Burr said, hey, Beth. Maria said, you're 19 years younger than her. Damn, how did I mess that mess up? My B. Jane said 30, 30, 30. Did you know the best way to survive work and avoid burnout is the 30, 30, 30 rule? You give 30% at work, then you go get a 30, 30. Joe Burr's birthday is in May. Jane said, Gabe, will you be 18 or 19? Gabe said, I just changed the thermostat 2 years ago. And then, yeah, Jane. Gabe, best I can tell you is if it's starting to do that, that means it's overheating. So, yeah, 2 years ago, but you might want to check it again. But best way I can tell you, if you don't want to go buy one first, take out the thermostat and get you like a propane torch or something, hold it with a pair of pliers, and then put heat to it. If you see it change, you're good. But if you don't see it open or close, well, it will be open, then you got a bad thermostat. Carlos said, Jane, sup? Or Joe, sup? Joe Bird said, I'll be 18. Cool.
Right.
And God We Poop has said, how about off-topic projects? Hey, that sounds good to me. Jane said, Gabe is graduating this year, guys. So is Jordan. Man, y'all making me feel old. Joe Bird said, hey, Carlo. Southeastern Train Lover said, hi. What's up, buddy? Olivia said, you know, Boggy is going to get you for that one, Randy. Oh, I'm quaking in my tennis shoes. But just remember, when you tell him about it, just let him know I got 3 real man cars. I ain't got no one of them little sissy sipper Mustangs. Maria said, no thanks, I don't want a man car. Then you're fine with the Mustang. That's more of a womanly car anyway. Raccoon said, I got ADHD and odd and ODD. I don't know if that's supposed to say ADD. Let's see here, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I think that might be needing to be ADD and learning disability. Well, Raccoon, I hate to hear that, buddy, but it's nothing you cannot overcome. I mean that with the nicest way I can. Don't let people tell you can or can't do something that you don't think you can or can't do. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. Southeastern Train Lover said, hi. Hello. Olivia said, some eyed the 2011 GT500 Super Snake. Actually has a V12 in them. Okay. Did you know the reason they came out with the Terminator Cobra was to combat the Z28 Camaro in the 98 to 02 models with the LS1? Mike said, hi, Carlo. Oh, and with the LT1s, we were just absolutely ripping apart the Mustangs, so they had to do something. Let that one sizzle. Mike said, hi, Carlo. And God We Poop said, I feel you and the best efforts, Randy. I had heart failure at 27. Wah. Well, I didn't have heart failure, but I did go to the hospital for a night, July last year, whenever I just turned 29, and thought I had a heart attack. But I think it was just because I didn't want to work with Alvin. Carlos said, sup, Mike. Jane said, off topic, something creative, like Tiggest Biddies. Maria said 30, best year for women. I'll have to remember that. I got a couple more years before Madison will be 30. John Deere said, I was born in 1992, 24th, January 34. Okay. Southeastern Train Lover said hi again. And God We Poops. It turns out meth, cocaine, and alcohol for 12 straight years will F your heart up. Thank God for sobriety and AA. Hey, I'm glad to hear you're sober. Mistakes happen. Addiction's a son of a bitch. But kicking it in the ass is a very good reward. But congratulations on the sobriety, buddy. Joe Burr said, well, I changed it, but haven't tried to burp it. Then definitely burp it. Jane said, Raccoon, you've got this. Never let someone put labels on you. Hey, that is exactly right. If you listen to labels, you'll never do anything because you'll be too scared. But if you stand up, do like the Eminem song says, put your finger up. Yeah, you got this. Southeastern Train Lover said, hey again, hello again. Joe Burr said, dude, I got called old by 13 and 14-year-olds. Oh, if people ask what year I was born and it starts with 19, they go, you're old. Yeah. Yeah. Olivia said, I don't like the idea of 30 anymore. I'm on Randy's boat. I don't give a shit anymore. No, it was just one of those things. I still don't like it, but I mean, it'll be here before I know it. I got 4 months and a couple days. 4 months and 11 days. I mean, I'm not allowed to cut trees down anymore, so there went my next out plan. Whatever. Maria said I have ABP, annoy bald people. Jane said opposition, defiant disorder, ODD. Gotcha. I did not know that there was something called ODD, so that is my apologies. Olivia said, you know the GT500 dominated the road since 1967, or dominated the road in 1967 and 2010. All right, so from 1967 until 2010, that's what, 43 years, and you couldn't dominate the road again. And then in 2010, you dominated the road, and now here it is 16 years later, and you're still getting your ass whooped by Camaros? Step up your game. Maria said, I hope he's having a nightmare now. For Humanity-M2W said, Javid, I don't know what that is. What the way to save people, the second, okay, whatever you say, buddy. Maria said, does he even have dreams? I'm sure he does. And like I told you, we're making our dream come true every day. We're here doing this YouTube stuff, working in the shop, and doing these lives, talking to everybody. Ozzy said, Billy Joe, where is the third hillbilly? Last I checked, he was in Greensboro. Don't know with who, but he come in here earlier. Kelly said, hi. Hello, Kelly. Mike said, I guess if I ever get mine running, I'll have to wear heels and a skirt. Oh, Mike, you're the exception. I just had to take that shot from the hip and get them where I can. Off Topic said, what sent you to the hospital, dude? In July, I woke up and I thought I was having a heart attack. I had AFib, atrial fibrillation. The top of my heart was, I think my top was beating fine, but my bottom part of my heart was beating like 170 beats a minute. And did not have a heart attack or anything, but after 7 hours of medication, it just stopped. And then, fucking trees. Jane said, off topic, is your heart gaining strength? It should be since you were clean. Maria said, how old is Madison when she married you? 21. Maria said, and how did you get to know each other? Well, oddly enough, we met on Bumble. But we went on lots of dates. She was finishing up nursing school when we met, and I was a cop. She had dinner with me all the time. When she started working at the hospital, I'd bring her coffee almost every night she worked. You just kind of get to know each other after a while. Let's see here. Olivia said, Randy, Boggy asked, what did he do to piss you off? Oh, nothing. I just spit facts. It's not my fault if I upset him. I got my doll somewhere. Does he need some? All seriousness, I know Boggy doesn't like a Fox body, but I would love a Fox body with a 5-liter and 5-speed. Ivor Works said, good day, sir. Good day, Mr. Works or Mrs. Works. How are you doing today? Team Richard said, hi, Randy. What's up, Richard? How are you doing this evening? Ivor Works said, hi again. Hello. Ozzy said, let's all spam the heart. Hey, yeah, if you want to. It helps the algorithm hamster. Pork Chop said, hope everyone's doing good tonight. We're good over here, buddy. I hope you're doing just swimmingly. Carlos said, sup, Richard. Jane said, hi, Pork Chop. Maria said, thank God I was born in the 2000s. Yeah, whenever you say 2000s, I think of not long ago. Not like 2000 was 26 years ago. Pork Chop said, just wait till you're almost 60, Junior. Haha, goes by too quick. Well, they say that if you're having time flies when you're having fun. So I keep telling people I'm hurting this bad, just shy of 30. I don't think I want to make it to 60. Team Richard says, Big Boy Toys RC with the fist bump. Ozzy said, Billy Bill, once my flux capacitor is fixed, will y'all make me a mod? Sure. But we're not doing mods right now, so don't fix it right now. Pork Chop said, howdy, Jane. Jane said, Randy, I remember turning 30, 38 years ago. Jay said, hi, Richard. Richard said, Jane with a waving emoji. Daniel said, hi from Denmark. Well, hello from North Carolina, American land. Let me jot down Denmark. Daniel, we have a world map over here to your left. We will put a pin in Denmark for you. If your subscriptions is on public and you subscribe, we will gladly subscribe back to you, my friend. Oh, well, you've been in here before. But hey, that's fine. Still. Maria said, Jane, stop saying that. It makes me feel that you are old. You are not. Listen, she is the inventor of dirt. She has to be old. Olivia said, Boggy said it was the fox body's fault. Listen, just like a woman, always blaming somebody else. I better not start that. Let's see, Off Topic said, how is Off Topic Broccoli Gang? That sounds even better. Maria said 170 in... Yeah, it was 170 BPM for like 7 hours straight. Let's see here. Pork Chop said aspirin a day keeps the chest pain away. Hey, there you go. I've not had any issues since that one occurrence. James Stockton said hi. Hello, James. Maria said 140 beat is so much. Yep. It's like whenever I had this last accident, I had a heart monitor on when the tree hit me. Whenever I stood up on the Saturday, my blood pressure plummeted. My heart rate went up damn near 200. So they knew I was about to pass out. But then my heart monitor said my highest BPM was like 145 or 135. I said, y'all are like 60 off, by the way. Olivia said, I know how that feels, Randy, but it usually the bottom slowing down. Well, slowing is just as bad as fast, but Jane said, atrial fibrillation is top of the heart beating fast. Okay, so the top was beating fast and the bottom was beating normal. So I had it backwards. I have an excuse. I got hit by a tree. Marie said, how long were you dating? 3 years. Mike retracted his message. Mystic GT777 said, Jesus love you, even if you don't love him. Hey, look, we don't talk religion, but I'll tell you right now, I love the man. Lotus said, hello. What's going on, Lotus? Ooh, that one's going to stink. He ain't awake to beat me now. Off Topic said, I think my heart is improving. I don't know for sure, sadly. I'm bad at following through with the appointments, and now I've got kidney issues, and I'm having to a state without public health insurance. Scary. Listen, you got this, all right? Stuff like grape juice and stuff like that, it helps with the kidneys. But just stay on the good path, buddy. You got it. Mike said, I used the straps again today. They were so handy. I appreciate them.
Ooh.
I'm glad you enjoy them, Mike. I'm glad you're getting use out of them. I did turn on your live today. We had it on the TV while we were working on the Camaro. I did give you a thumb up, but being on the TV, I wasn't really able to say anything to you. But I'm glad you used them today. Olivia said, Randy, Boggy said that Laura has bought of y'all beat. She's got that Chevelle. She does. But, again, remember, I'm not in competition with her. But, if she wants to trade that Chevelle for a non-running Nissan Xterra, send her my way. Rumple said, Pops is meditating. Namaste. Nah, he taking an NAP. Tom Foster said, is that a dead body behind you? Well, Tom, if you're still in here, you just realized it's not a dead body, and it's my dad.
Hello.
Maria said, I envy people born in 2000. And I said, sure it is. I don't envy people born in 2000. Stephen was born in 2000, wasn't he?
2000.
Yep. But I'm fine with being old. Let's see here. Jane said, off topic, sometimes the public health insurance transfers to other states. Yeah, hey, explore all avenues. App Lork said, hello, old man, boy guy.
Hello.
Hello, App Lork. Maria said, okay, I'm going to sleep. Bye. Bye, Maria. Have a good night.
Night.
Lotus said, hi, Jane. What's up, Rando? What's up, Olivia? Lotus, you missed it. I got the shit out of Boggy's Mustang, calling it a woman's car. Mike said, hi, Lotus. Team Richard said, Randy, we are now up to 28 winter medals. Look,
Hey,
I
we
don't
got
watch-
4 things of Skittles. What do you got?
I don't watch the Winter Olympics or really any Olympics, but they keep showing up on my TikTok. And all I can say is I might have to start watching. Except for curling. That seems kind of stupid to me. Lotus said, hi, Carlo. Jane said, hit the like button, Pete. Please, thank you, you're welcome. Yeah, we got 20 people in here, 43 thumbs up. Lotus sent some pictures of Dad asleep in the same shirt, just with no undershirt. Mike said, Richard with a waving face. Red Team Go 1277, bro in the back, straight passed out. Yeah. John Glass said, wait till you hit 70. I don't get on the highway anymore, so I stay away from 70. Lotus said, what's up, Mike? Jane said, hi, Lotus. Lotus said, hello, Richard. Team Richard said, hi, my neighbor, country, Denmark. Jane said, bye, Maria. Payu said, hi, Stone Cold Austin family. What's up, Payu? I won't. There we go. Team Richard said, Lone Wrench with a fist pump and a thumbs up. Olivia said, Lotus. Jane said, hey, Payu. Lotus said, they. Payu said, hi, Jane. Jane said, Mike, who did you use the straps on? Olivia said, hey, Randy, let me stir the shit pot some more. Olivia said, Annie was
Henry.
born. Yep, Annie was born in 99. Damn. Let's see here. Daryl said 1 hour, 1 minute tonight. All right, Daryl. Lotus said, wow, Boggy gets really salty about his Mustang. Yeah, he does. Raccoon said, I do Special Olympics. That's awesome, buddy. That is awesome. Olivia said, can you, I rock, wanna be, make it to NY and back?
I wanna rock.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. But if you're asking if my old IROC would make it to New York and back, no, it wouldn't even make it out of the driveway. It didn't have a good fuel pump in it. Jane said, Raccoon, what do you do for Special Olympics? Remind me how old you are. He said he'll be 26, didn't he? So he's 25. Channel activity. Wait, who deleted that? Somebody delete that? Yeah, okay. For whatever reason, it was showing somebody deleted where he said he does Special Olympics. Let's see here. Payu said 0128 in Italy at the moment. Wow. Mike said, Jane, a donor vehicle today. Olivia said, ha 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 ha. Wait, it's an actual IROC? Yeah, my one I sold that's on the Instagram profile. Yeah, it was the 89 legit, like numbers matching IROC Z. 305 HO and automatic. Only had what, like 50,000 miles on it?
Something like that.
I mean, I think it was in the 40-some thousand mile thing. But I have a lot of parts for it, but back then we didn't have the money and we didn't have the know-how that we have now, which granted we still ain't got the money. But we didn't have the know-how that we do now. It needed a fuel pump. And that's one of those things I wish I would have never got rid of, but it was a necessary evil. It got us down the path that eventually led us to right here where we are right now. So I don't regret getting rid of it. I just wish I had another third generation. Mike said, I'll never tell Jane. Jane said, oh, come on, Mike. Ethan Cat said, I have neither. Okay. Carlo said, ciao, Peo. Come ve... I don't know that last word. Olivia said, oh, I was talking about Topless Zelda. Oh, no, she's a Z28. So, I mean, they didn't have SS's from 93 until 97. They had the Z28 model, which was a track car model. But I will tell you right now, if I put back tires on the back of Zelda and had them balanced, she'd go wherever I pointed the nose. I promise that.
She'd go that way now, just
She just kind of vibrate. Yeah. Look, I will tell you, Zelda is an amazing car. And I would trust that car probably to go further than my dang Toyota. I mean, gas gauge works. I do have a brake light out. I don't have tags and insurance, but hey. Olivia said, "Oh, you touched Boggy's cold heart." But yeah, all three of these Camaros we have, Olivia, are real Z28 cars. Raccoon said 25. I do basketball and softball and volleyball and summer games and cornhole and bowling. You are a very talented person.
Cool, buddy.
Daryl has his premiere in 29 minutes. But that is awesome, bud. Mike is doing the say no evil monkey face. And then off topic said, dude, I got to dial back my caffeine usage. If I'm not careful, I can get all the way to a gram in a day, but that's rare, but that's way too much. Hey, caffeine, they say, is the most addictive drug in the world. So just be
I thought
careful.
sugar was.
Caffeine.
Oh, really?
Caffeine's substantially worse.
I thought sugar was.
But if you want to come off of it, gradually come off of it. But however you look at it, I believe in you. Payu said, big boys, ciao, Ben. Go rise too. Olivia said, Zelda is an amazing car, but I was trying to be an asshole.
We know.
I know, but the funny thing is, you can shit on my $500 car, but that car will go anywhere I want it to. I mean, rumor has it even drove to a burnout event, burnt the shit, 2 sets of tires, pegged out the dang thermostat every time. I mean, look, did you know those thermostat needles go a quarter of the way past it, because they do in Zelda, and then drove home? Never had a second's trouble out of her. Carlos said, no Chemel Graze at Payu. Had my injection yesterday, feeling a little stoned. Mike sent a high five for 100 joules. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Panda 1938 too said, Unk in the back, not too happy. Nah, he's sleepy. Jane said, off topic.
Real quick for some reason.
Jane said, off topic, be very careful with your caffeine with your heart. Yes. Right. Olivia said, caffeine is more addictive.
I thought Off Topic was changing his name back. Or was
He's
that?
got 6 more days.
Oh.
You were asleep. Daryl said race fuel is a close second. There you go. we might try to splash a little bit in our cars.
I'm going to try it out soon.
Saul Gomez, 6020, said, last time you got caught nutting off, you gooner. Well, the sad part is you, the one who caught me, watched me doing it, and you're back again.
And then cleaned it up with his
I mean,
lips.
you licked it off of the tip. Fucking weirdo. Off topic said, hell yeah, I'm quitting nicotine first. Nicotine, then caffeine, then my phone, and then I'm addiction free. Dude, you got it.
Don't do your phone. You got to be with us, man.
Lotus said, will it drive to... I don't know where that is. But if it's overseas, no. Raccoon said, I can't have caffeine. I will fall asleep because of my ADHD. Huh. Oh, will it drive to Alcatraz? No. I can't get it over there to Europe. You know better than that. Jane said, no, you got to keep your phone so you can talk to us. And off topic said, I know, Jane. I always say I'm not caffeinated until my heart is palpitating. Lotus said, I bet not. Nope. I bet nobody's car here will. Carlos said, sup Lotus. Team Richard said, if you're going to watch the Olympics, you have to watch cross-country skiing and biathlon. I watched some of that cross-country skiing where the guy was going up a hill at like something mile an hour. It was like 11 or 13 mile an hour on a sub 6 minute pace for a mile, running uphill in the snow on skis. Fuckers are crazy. Olivia said, I wonder who would win in an endurance run, Shelby now or Zelda in her prime. Shit, Zelda would win it now. What you talking about, Willis? Look, when you start putting 800 or 900 horsepower to the rear wheels, shit's gonna break. My car is stock outside of headers and an exhaust and rear brake delete. Alright? I have an upgraded cooling system. I have no rear brakes. It's gonna be kind of hard to break it if you're just driving normal. Even if I want to beat the snot out of it, like I do, it's going to be kind of hard to lose. But again, I'm not competing. The Shelby would probably whoop Zelda's ass on any front you want it to, except for miles per gallon. But I'm not in competition. But you just give me that money you put into the Boggy's Mustang, I'll put it into Zelda, see who's laughing then. PU said, big boys, oh no, for panic attack. Carlo said, sup, Carlo, or dang, Lotus said, sup, Carlo. In God we poop, aka off topic, said 6 more likes. Yeah, y'all, we got 25 minutes. I would love to end tonight with 50 likes. Olivia said, whoa, that freaky. Sal said, now everyone knows. Well, you're the one who wanted to bring it up, buddy. I was fine with leaving it in the secrets. Jane said, LOL R3, you're going to get canceled, but stop wiping it on your curtains. Jane, based off of the stuff I've seen just refreshing our live, scrolling up and then back and then going back to all chats to the top chat, I don't think I got to worry about getting canceled unless I really do some messed up stuff. So I ain't worried about getting canceled anymore. Carlos said, yes, for mental health at PU, schizophrenia. Lotus said, Europe Alcatraz is in San Fran Bay. Yeah, I would never make it over there because I'm not a scuba diver. Duh. Off topic, aka In God We Poop, said, caffeine jacks me up, but Adderall calms me down. I don't get it, but Adderall is just like meth, so no Adderall for me. Way too similar. Probably a very good decision by not doing that. Payu said, big boys. Okay, bro, with a crying face. Jane said, off topic, I can explain, but takes a while. But Adderall and caffeine should have same effects on brain. Sounds like you and Raccoon have your brain wiring messed up. Olivia said, that's true. Shelby needs best during her endurance runs. Lotus said, that's some Randy Files type shit. Don't worry about what's in the files. Payu said, big boys, I suffering of anesia attack. I don't know what that is. Jay said, LOL, yeah, the pictures of the curtains are on the Randy Files with nice stains on them. Olivia said, you know Boggy wants to play with Zelda in them. Look, if he wants to come by, I'll let him drive one, but I don't have insurance and tags on them. I mean, they're nothing special. They're legit just burnout cars with rear brakes deleted. At some point, we'll put a hopped up LS motor in them with a cam. Maybe a blower. They're just fun. And if something breaks, it's a stock car. It's not like y'all were talking about the other day where it's a one-off, like custom piece that's made. Nah, it's a stock car. If I want to put an LS in it, I go find a stock LS K member or a tubular one on Summit for $600. I mean, I'm not building giant power. Team Richard said, hit the like button. Man, I would appreciate it if we did. Off topic said, oh yeah, I'm all effed up, unsurprisingly. Who would have thought the meth is neurotoxic? And then laughing with some Christ emojis. Carlos said, oh, sorry to hear that, PU. Olivia said, Beast is a Ram 1500, by the way, and she carries a big-ass gas can. Gotcha. Lewis said, y'all build race cars? Burnout cars. We have 2 of them. One's right behind y'all through the wall. One's right here through that wall on the lift right now. We are going in April to compete in the open competition of Cletus McFarland's Burnout Rivals. But that's, look, our channel is our everyday life and with the automotive focus. We're just 2 people trying to do this with 23 vehicles here at any given time. So some days you get us working on a car, some days you might get us splitting wood. Some days you might get us bleeding brakes on a Toyota with no audio. We are just regular people trying to do this YouTube thing because there's 8 billion people in this world. There's a handful of y'all that want to do the same stuff that we do. And we want to show y'all that even the regular people can do it. Are we going to win every race? No. Are we going to win every burnout competition? Hell no. But we're showing you can ball on a budget. Alaskan Eagle Explorer, a.k.a. John Deere Faith Turbo, a.k.a. Jacob, said, there's another like Randy Jr. It's me, Jacob. There you go. Olivia said, no, he wants to work with them. Oh. Well, I know y'all are far away, and I know you have all that you have going on, and y'all got the kids now. But eventually, we would love to be able to host people and be able to work on something like that. Jane said, off topic, go to mental health clinic in the new state you're in. They can help hook you up with insurance. Hey, there you go. Olivia said, get y'all cleaned up and fully restored, then modified to your burnout needs. No. That's too much. Too much. Okay? Too much. We don't need all that. Okay? We want some race seats and maybe some better rear gears and a better motor. We don't need all that. Okay? Like the big dent that's in Zelda is kind of like an identifying mark. Granted, I'll probably fix it at some point, but I'm not caring about no full resto. I will gut that car and the only thing be in it is a shifter, a handbrake, and a damn steering wheel. I don't care. It's a $500 car. It will always be a $500 car. Off topic said, dude, I'm actually so excited to be living around rednecks. I'm moving to Wyoming, and I've lived in West Coast my whole life. Dude, that's awesome. I'll tell you right now, if you treat a redneck good, they pretty damn good to you. Jane said, sometimes you'll see a tree falling on someone. Yeah, no shit. I hope you never see that again. Raccoon said, I go to see Cletus in May 1st and 2nd. That's awesome, Raccoon. Rug Burn said, hello from Huntington Beach, California. Hey, I put a pin in for you, but I can't do basically the entire west side of California because there's a big old wooden piece over there and my thumbtack won't go in it. Pork Chop retracted their message. John Glass said, why in the world would you delete rear brakes? Burnouts. All right? We don't have 1,000 horsepower to just romp the gas and keep the back tire spinning. We got to hold brakes. So if you go in your car and to do a burnout and you hold those brakes and try to give it gas, your rear brakes are going to squeeze, putting more stress on your rear end, your drive shaft, and your transmission, thus putting more work on your motor, causing more work and more heat. By freeing up the rear brakes, we now have the rear axles spinning as fast as they can. Now, we do have them hooked to a handbrake, so if shit hits the fan, we pull it and smash the brake pedal. Olivia said, okay, just clearing up. Hey, I got you. Or just cleaning up. Hey, we don't even expect if somebody comes here to see us, they don't have to clean. If you just want to come hang out, you can come hang out. Jane said, hey, there's Rug Burned. Carlos said, okay, y'all gotta go, not feeling very well. Have a great evening. Peace. See you, Carlo. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Hope you get to feeling better. Rug Burn said, hello, Jane. Daryl said, you don't need brakes on burnout cars. No, you don't. Off topic said, hey, thank you for the advice, Jane. I'll check it out. Jane said, take care, Carla. Carla said, thank you, Jane. PU said, big boys, this bad thing, I've been fighting with it for years. Jay said, off topic, I'm going to think about new name. Lol. What is this? Why is it showing that? Water display. You'll have to show me what you did today
What are you talking about?
to disconnect that stuff.
I don't know, it went away.
But it's showing down here like you're on a wired connection now.
I know, I couldn't find it when I went back. See right there where it says all moderated connection off?
Metered connection?
Yeah. I think I turned that, it was, and now it's on.
Okay.
And I did it on the other one too.
Okay.
VPN and the other Norco, whatever it is.
NordVPN.
There's two of them.
Yeah. Nord's the VPN we use.
I don't know what the other one is then.
I don't either. Yeah, because you're still connected on the VPN.
I don't know what I turned off then.
I have no idea what you did. But it's not giving me the thing that I was telling you about.
I know it went away when I did that.
Huh.
Because I
Maybe
was trying to go back and see.
Let's see here. Olivia said Boggy just wants to be a hand he's always had. I understand that.
Sometimes we need a hand.
Yep, sometimes we do. Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to, but sometimes it's just nice to have a friend.
Sometimes you need a friend with benefits.
Shut the hell up.
Oh.
Your ass gonna be in trouble now.
Well, it's beneficial for him to have an
Shut
extra
up.
hand.
Shut up.
What are you talking
Jane
about?
said, when I come to see you, I need to help. May need to be a camera person.
Hey,
That's
we
your
need a
call.
camera person.
Daryl said, fuel tank came in today for mine. That's awesome, Daryl.
Awesome.
Olivia said, hell, even if he lives up there and works like free labor servant till he's happy. Look, if I could have an employee here, I would love to have him. Lotus said, Boggy can come work on my car. Apparently, I need a bigger turbo. Pork Chop sent 100 for 2 joules. Thank you, Pork Chop. Jay said, do you have all the parts now, Daryl? Olivia said, Lotus, he'd get to you and Mac too. Daryl said, no, waiting on the radiator and a lot of miscellaneous small stuff. Lotus said, I use ExpressVPN. It supports torrenting. I don't know what that means if it translated. But I used, I did NordVPN, and I like it. But I don't know if it's like something that's been going on with the Wi-Fi here lately, if it's been NordVPN acting up. But it's like the computer just stops. And it was showing him an error message today whenever he was looking. He was connected to Wi-Fi with internet, but then NordVPN was stopping it. Excuse me. Florida Lord said, hello, what's going on? Livia said, and yes, you do. Your is literally the size of a ED patient. Daryl said, JT, Justin, start his job yet? Not yet. He did. He had his drug screening today. Oh, Lotus said pirate stuff like ARG. I got you. Snow Bear 10 said he's back there thinking about his first pet, which was a dinosaur. Yeah, he fell off of it and broke his leg. Daryl said, what's a VPN? Virtual Private Network. It's like your IP address, which is where you are, and a lot of very personal data about you. By us doing stuff like the YouTube and being on the internet, stuff like that is actually very at risk. And I think that's something that happened to SquareBody. Was something like that could have happened. Data gets leaked from all these places we talk to and all these accounts that we have through various different places. You always hear about cyber breaches and security breaches and stuff like that, but it just gives you like a wall of protection. Nobody can tell where we are anymore. If we tell them we're in Baghdad, Iraq, the VPN's going to think we're in Baghdad, Iraq. If anybody pulls up an IP, it's going to take us to a wrong place. It's like insurance, but with your internet connectivity. Sponsor me. Lotus said Nord will mess with your internet. I am seeing that. But I am probably going to call them tomorrow because we're still on our 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm not very happy with this destroying my internet connection. Other than that, I like it. But it's ridiculous on how slow it makes the internet. PU said, Pirates of the Caribbean? Yes. Off topic said Victor Penis Knocker, VPN. Fuller, spelled out F-U-L-L-E-R, said you're fired, or you fired. Okay, I quit. Lotus said virtual private network and make sure your service provider can't see your activity. Jane said hi, Floored. Off topic said can that protect on your phone? And how much is it? Yeah, it with our like what's it called? Our membership tier, we can protect 10 devices. I got my phone, shop phone, dad's phone, Justin's phone, and the computer. So I mean, it does well with the phones. But I think it was on like a 75% sale. But it was like $112 for 3 years. So I mean, it was on sale. There was something going on with that. I mean, and I see Lotus is telling me a little more about ExpressVPN. It'd be worth me checking it out. I've just heard people talk about NordVPN and started kind of making me think, you know, we do put a lot of our information out there and a lot of our life out there. So we might want to be a little more protected. Lotus said yes. Olivia said he, Boggy said to listen to Jingle Bombs by Ahmed and Jeff Dunham. I have heard that. Lotus said they do have VPN for phones. And then PU said, or use Onion. They have layers. Lotus said $13 a month for Express unlimited devices. No kidding. Okay. Jay said, why is Pop so tired? Because he only slept 5 hours per night? Jane, it might have something to do with that. He got up at 4:50 this morning to go to work, got to work and realized, oh shit, it's President's Day. Got to go home. And then come back here and he's worked all day. But, I don't know, maybe he's just old. Off topic said, oh crap, not bad. Exactly. The Push-Ups channel, Mr. West, said respects from Oregon. Well, respects from North Carolina. How many push-ups you doing a day? I thought about doing something like that and saying, you know, after one live, I will do the amount of likes of push-ups per day.
Shit. Not me, Jack.
Per day.
Per day?
Yeah.
No.
45. You wouldn't do 45 in one day if people got his likes?
No. I thought about getting
I
this
will.
thing to hang to my feet and hang me upside down. That way I can, because sit-ups hurts my back. Push-ups, good God, I've done way too much for that.
Yep. The
I look
push-up.
like a rolly bird. I mean, a worm.
Let's see. Florida for Lord said 8 hours per day, 5 per night. Damn. Olivia said he. Off topic said, can YouTube accounts give personal info out? YouTube can, but just anytime you're on the internet, people can like basically hack you and get your information. So just remember that kind of stuff. Olivia said, silence!
I kill you!
Bryson Cassidy _ USMC said, Semper Fi, everyone. Well, what's going on, Bryson? Daryl said he went to work and he had the day off. Yeah, see, some people don't realize that today was President's Day and went on to work because they don't tell us what holidays we get off. Which
Well, they
get
give
off.
it out at the beginning of the year, but I didn't even think nothing about the day being a holiday because I was, out of town last week, and I didn't think nothing about it.
Jane said, hi, Bryson. Daryl said, knife or death, Ghosty. Jane said, LOL, yep, Daryl. Team Richard said, hit the like button. Lotus said, Pops couldn't do 45 if his life depended on it.
Nope.
Olivia said, bomb.
I might could do it in a 24-hour period, but I don't have. Yeah, no, I ain't doing it.
Daryl said, why would they deserve a day? No kidding. We had to go to work. Last time I checked, we got to work on every gosh darn holiday. Box fan said, sup gang gang, wanna bang bang? Only if I got socks on. The Flipsta said, oh, cool. Well, hey, make sure you get yourself tested because you never know, penicillin might not cure what you just got. In God We Poop said, President's Day. Fun fact, America's richest president ever is currently serving. Number 2 was George Washington. Guess who number 3? We don't talk politics, buddy. But, I don't know. PU said use for browser. Yeah, PU. We use that Nord for the browser, of course, but I don't know about an onion. Olivia said jingle bomb, I got shot in the ass. Jane said hi, box fan. Harry Hands. He is my father. Let's see. Let's see if you're doing anything with your channel. Would you look at that? Harry Hands. Made their account not even a year ago, March 26th, 2025. Has 0 videos, 0 subscribers. Come on now. In God We Poop, a.k.a. Damn it. I forget what the other one was. Said it's not political, it's just facts. Hey, well then who's the third one? Let's see, Olivia said, oh, what joy it is to ride. Off topic. That's who In God We Poop is. And said, I was just wrong. JFK is number 2. Washington is 3rd. Gotcha. Jane said, who is 3rd? Apparently, George Washington. Daryl said, number 1 is worth a plug nickel. So. Lotus said, who was 3rd? Olivia strapped to your back. Said, Peter Brucky. Said, is he sleeping? And then said, hi. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Yes, he is trying to sleep, but I'm about to have a Cleveland Brown in my pants if he doesn't get up here and read.
I would.
Because we need 4 or 5 more likes. Olivia's singing the song.
Good Lord.
And Olivia's singing the song.
Let's see. Peter said hi. Olivia said with a Hello everybody, I'm back. Took my little nap. 17 people, 46 thumbs up. And God said, don't Brown
Jane said, Olivia, are you trolling? Maria says, I didn't go back to sleep. I went to make a quick snack. Olivia said, strap to your back. And God says, dep, 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 dep. I took me a nap, Maria. I got tired. Jane said, oh, Maria, you and Pops just woke up. Olivia says, no, it kept censoring me. Maria said, how was your nap? It was good. It kind of made my neck stiff because I wasn't the way I was sitting and it hurt my shoulder, but I'm good. And God said, sent broccoli and the cross and peace signs. Peter says, what do you do for work? Or what do you work for? I work for CSX, work for the railroad, and I work to get money, I guess, because I sure the hell don't do it to be happy. Maria said, you sleep everywhere but not bed. So I sleep in bed, so once I get down here, I go to bed. Olivia said, I'll leave the rest of the song because it's offensive. That's a good idea. Lordy. Let's see. Maria said, is it a small bed? I like a king, but I think this one's a queen. Jane said, Olivia, Acme is my favorite puppet, but Jeff has some really funny ones. And God says, broccoli, oh, whoop, he retracted it. Maria says, do you ever have dreams? Oh, yeah. Olivia says, Peanut is my favorite. Peter says, I work for the city of Nevada. That's awesome. Olivia says, my BMW. And God said, breadsticks or turkey. Maria says, oh, yeah, with party face. Olivia says, oh, you have a car. Nice. Lotus says, my wife says, I'm Walter. Jane said, Olivia, Peanut is great too. On a stick. Jane said, Peter, hat do you do for the city? What do you do for the city? Maria said, Lotus, I'm kind of curious how you look like. He's got a YouTube page, Maria. Jane said, oh, Lotus, Walter is Biden look-alike. Olivia says, no, my big Mexican woman. Payu says, I go to sleep. Bye, y'all. All see you, Payu. Thank you for coming in. Maria says, I need pics. So go on the internet and look up his channel. It's Lotus Clayton at Lotus RC. Payu said, Jane. Maria says you can Maria, you can see Lotus on your YouTube channel. Jane said, take care, pay you. Paul said, do you have any interesting tales of the rail by any chance? Inspection of rails by any chance? Yeah, we're gonna run out of time, but I got called out one time for a heat run, and somebody said I need to look at the tracks, and I looked down the tracks. It looked like a snake down there. It scared the shit out of me. Where all the heat run and rail bucked. But anyway, I'm gonna catch up right here. Olivia said, "Why is your hands in?" Oh, really? Daryl says, "Peace, Saul." Olivia says, "I need to control you." All right, everybody, it's 8 o'clock. Daryl's premiere is starting. Y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. And y'all remember, keep it silly. And thank y'all for coming in and being with us tonight. Like I said, y'all have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. And remember, keep it silly. Thank you.